Yeah, you have to put it in your yeah, because if you don't type it in, then it won't be there. It
Right.
doesn't automatically appear just because of Grace streaming it.
Right. Okay. So I go on to my channel and I add it.
I haven't done it myself. I haven't gotten to that point yet. Has anybody in our group tried it just now? We can try it.
I've had to ask my son, my 15-year-old just did it for me.
I
So
got
it
it.
goes in
Okay.
the description.
It's
Okay.
there under multi-stream.
Okay, great.
So thank you. Sorry.
Okay,
about that.
help everybody. Andy, say real quickly what to do. So
Well,
the others know.
literally, all I've done is gone onto my channel. There is two. So when you look it up, one says multi-stream, and it comes under the channel anyway.
Okay, thank you very much. That's helpful.
I've even got one person watching.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that'll be me.
Okay, we are live streaming now. And are we recording? Grace, are we recording?
Yes, we were recording all this time.
Okay, go ahead. Proceed, everybody. Proceed.
Okay.
Good
evening.
Hit the recording button. Hit the recording button, please, before we go.
Grace. All right, there we go.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to the meeting today, the founders and as well as guest meeting today. I'm your moderator for the day, Olufumilayo Williams, or people call me Fumi Williams. You are very welcome. Just to let you know that our meeting today is being live streamed as well. And then we'll like to, as you've heard, our code of conduct, please adhere to that. And then if you have your name not in the participant list, maybe you have a number or the name of your device, please endeavor to try and rename yourself. We put in the chat box there, people that can help you, just ask in the chat box. They will tell you exactly what you need to do. So you are very welcome. Welcome all our leaders, Bra Red, Sister Naomi, Bra Apostle, Bra Tony, so many people, everyone, you are welcome. So without further ado, I'm going to call on Bra Red to give us an update on where we are. Bra Red, over to you.
Straight in. There you go. Wasn't really expecting it to be so quick, but it doesn't really matter. Great to be here for the updates and everything else. First thing I want to just bring up before I go into the rest of it is we are starting to get very close now, only 3 weeks away from our live event in the UK. That is going to be the 2nd of July at 5:30 p.m. at the Bank House in Worcester. Now, this is also going to be live streamed to a lot of channels. The 20 that are on the corporate webinar, plus I believe about another 20 that the heroes have as well. So it's going to be a very, very big event. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We have some amazing leaders who are going to be there in person on stage for everyone. So if you are in the UK or Ireland and you want to come along completely free, all you got to do is get yourself there and we will give you something to remember. Got a good lineup, got some very good stuff to present to you. I do know that our CEO will be coming on the Zoom as well whilst we are there in person, plus many other OnPassive leaders from around the world will be there as well. So I first of all want to give a great big shout out and thank you to my partner and very, very good leader in the UK, Peter Rogers. He's the guy that's put all this together and he certainly deserves a massive pat on the back for doing it as well. So congratulations to you, Peter. You've done an excellent job and just shown what a great leader you are. Okay, let's get on with the recap of what we have so far. So all I'm going to do is go to the roundtable webinar, which we had on Monday, to recap you on that. We haven't seen Ash that much this week, as you all know. We have seen him a couple of times, but this was the main recap that he gave us. So he was really excited. That was the first thing that I want to bring up to everyone here, is how excited this guy really was. Obviously, we've seen him excited before, but he really was like a kid in a candy store. He almost couldn't contain himself. He said that he was hunting for a next venue so that he could have a meal with his friends again. And he was just absolutely over the moon. He told us about lots and lots of things that were going to happen, and I will go over those as we go along. First thing he brought up was about multiple accounts and that phone number. You can have as many accounts as you like with that one phone number on. It doesn't make any difference as long it is the phone number is between 10 and 15 digits. It doesn't really matter. So if you are in a country, and I know there's many of them, including PNG and other areas around the world that only have 8 or 9 digits, just put in the area code, which is a 00 and a couple of numbers before it, and you're good to go. There was a new video that was circulating. It's on many of our channels now, of OMail, that was done by the company. This was amazing. Very, very professional. Just goes to show what the standard of these videos are going to be as far as productions and also information on them. Talking of that, if you go onto my channel at the moment, I'm doing a series of overviews of the products that we know about. Those are there to be shared with anybody you want to. So if you pop over to my channel, just go to products and they will pop up on there, and you can send them to anybody who is interested in one of the particular products, and I'll give an overview. So he then went on to talk about the data center. Now, we got some very good tech guys here who will go into all of the workings of them. He went on to say that the data center is going to be live, and the process of changing it over was going to actually happen on Tuesday. This got pushed back a couple of days, as you well know. And by Thursday, we saw the data and Friday being changed over. It certainly didn't take as long as they expected. They gave themselves a big old window to iron out anything, and I'm sure for those of you who are logging back into your back office now, man, is it quick. The OTP comes through almost instantly, and you can navigate and search around your back office without any problem whatsoever. It really is very good to do that, you know, that we've got everything in one place now. I'm sure we're going to see Ash on the roundtable tomorrow night as well, to give us the updates of what is happening in going forward. Now, we know that we're on a countdown as well. We're down to, I think, 10 days now before the end of that founder's position. So it really is getting to squeaky bum time for a lot of people if you haven't joined already, I'll tell you, because that clock is ticking fast. Remember, we only want the right type of people here, and this is why we haven't been given any other information as of yet as well. So link 53 is also available in our back office on Monday. He showed us a brand new website. This is only going to last 1 week. We have under my links section in your back office, link number 53. You can use that for 1 week. Guess what's going to be happening straight after or around tomorrow? Yep, we'll have another brand new website ready to rock and roll. He actually did make a comment that this one that's coming, he really did like it as well. So the 13th, which is tomorrow, we'll see another one. And he said this one's really beautiful. The other one I liked a lot as well, very crisp, very clean. But each one so far has been very different. And also visually to the eye, it gives a very, very good visual. So new blogs. He mentioned about the blog section that's going to change regularly now as well. Won't necessarily change every time we have a new website, but one thing he did mention going forward is all global leaders will have their very own whitelisted blog area that they can use and for OnPassive for anything they want to. Remember, there is only 1,000 positions for that global leader available. So it really is a first come, first serve basis. So I wish everyone luck to being able to achieve that as well. Number of fields you mentioned, admin panel for founders. I believe this is going to be coming shortly. He did say it would be here this week. We haven't seen it yet, but he did say that is ready. We had a glimpse of the data center or part of it on Ash's backdrop as well, when he was on the webinar. So that was pretty cool to see. And if you noticed, if you're looking behind him, it's been built with the racking, okay, and also the servers that are being placed into it. It certainly wasn't full, which means there's a lot of room for expansion just in that one data center that we have there available. So that's pretty cool if you were looking in the background. He also went on to say is what's the name of the game after we had finished this founder's position. Now, one thing to reiterate as well when we finish on this founder's position is any position has to be bought and paid for, by the way, and cleared before that cutoff date. Really is very little reason to wait to the very last minute. If you've got somebody interested, get it done now whilst you still can do, in case there's any problems. But the pending founders positions as well, guys, will be finished as well. So if you have any pendings, now is the time to drop them a note to say, you've got 1 week, guys, that's it. Otherwise, you are history, no more. Any position to do with a founder, that is finishing, including all of the registration links. Now, whether these registration links are going to be converted into resellers links and customer links, I don't know. We'll have to have that information from the company. But one thing he did say is that once it has been finishing, this will liberate the company to move on and take a new direction. He's already told us that once the position has been closed and finalized, he will then tell us, the founders, a lot more private and proprietary information that he couldn't do before. Now, my understanding of that is pretty much what payment structures, etc., we will be looking at for certain things. I'm sure he will start making a lot more noise towards what we as founders should be expecting moving forward. So that focus is definitely going to be on sales, products, and lot more milestones going forward. He also actually went on to say it's far better to have 1 million like-minded founders who have the vision that we all have here for OnPassive, the heart for humanity, and what we are trying to achieve, rather than 2 million multiple accounts. It's very important that we are careful who we invite. It's not just a numbers games, guys, for your teams, because at the end of the day, the company are going to build that going forward with customers and resellers. So we're all going to collectively focus on products for sale. He did go through the list of what is going to be there for us as far as what products are ready to go to the sale value. O-Trim's completely done. O-Tracker, which is a minimum value product, that was ready last year, but that's going to be part of it as well. O-Mail, O-Staff, O-Desk. Academy is nearly finished as well. It's going to feature students, tutors, institutions, universities. It's going to be definitely an e-learning centre for us. It's very similar to Open University here in the UK. It's also now going to have a new counselling feature. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work until we see it. But when you integrate this along with OConnect with the languages, now remember, he's talked a lot about how the audio to closed caption is going to work with OConnect. He's going to start OConnect off with audio to closed caption and also the language translation as well. So that is going to be a huge milestone for any webinar platform. And just that alone, I'm confident is going to be one of our best and biggest sellers. ONET as well, with the right digital global community for fairness, privacy, free speech, with obviously with proper limits. Obviously, if you use hate speech, etc., like that, then that's not allowed. You'll be booted. That's going to be ready as well for resale, along with Odesk. This has already got a B2B, which is business to business, and also business to customer, B2C, and that's going to be ready to go. Obless, not quite ready yet. That's getting all finalized, but we're not far off with that as well. So really have got a lot of products already that are ready to rock and roll. This means that we have stuff to sell. What does sales mean? Sales means commissions. Commissions mean apples for all of us. So it should put one hell of a great big smile on everyone's faces here. It's certainly keeping me awake at night and thinking about the future for sure. Bangladesh, he didn't give us any details, but what he did say was that the problems that they had from the government have now not been resolved, but things are definitely moving forward. So we should have an update as far as new office in Bangladesh is concerned. So for Mahfouz and the rest of Akram and all the rest of the leaders over there, that's absolutely fantastic news. Dubai completely on track, no problems there. We'll be starting up again the Burj Khalifa visuals and all the rest of it. So that's going to be happening. We haven't been given any details of it, but we know that they are going to be starting again. He also said we're not in the business to compete. The company of OnPassive business is to deliver with above imaginations and new ideas. We don't need to compete. Why? Because we are so different from anybody else. We're not like anybody else, and that is why we have no competition. Our priorities is to bring the OnPassive digital ecosystem to the marketplace, as well as hosting and traffic. But we need to make sure that it really is good to go. So that was basically the recap of what happened on Monday. One thing I do know, guys, is that we are moving very fast. I think there's going to be a lot going on this week for sure, with the run up to the close of the founder's position. It certainly should, we all should focus on that right now. The data center's gone across and that has gone very smoothly. We're all up and running. The downtime was really quick, a lot quicker than I thought. Doesn't seem to be any glitches either, which is fantastic. Obviously, when you're looking at transference of data, when you're looking at it straight on, you know what should happen and you know what should work. But inevitably, when you press that button and then you restart something, it can all go completely haywire, and then you start fishing for needles in a haystack because it only needs one piece of broken code, and that's you absolutely knackered. And then you got to find which is the broken part. But it looks like everything's transferred according to plan. There was a lot of information. Don't forget, we've been hosting what we have, not only OFounders, but OnPassive, plus the thousands of websites we have right now, which are all of the product websites, the blogs, the vlogs, everything. They are separate websites and they have to be hosted somewhere. They were all on AWS in the thousands. All that had to be dragged across onto our own servers. So it was a monumental task, and just doing that part was huge, and it would have crashed a lot of companies, I can assure you. But we've done it, couple of hours, done, dusted. Click the reswitch button, and off we go. Amazing, really. And now it really is flying. If you go in there, you can navigate, no lag, pops up straight away. Really crystal clear And guess what? We now have complete control of our own stuff. How cool's that? I mean, how many companies can you say, yep, anything and everything that we do, we have control over? We haven't got a third party who have metaphorically got us by the you know, is what I mean, because that is what does happen, I can assure you. And that is why they command the prices that they do, because they can then turn off the switch anytime they like. But now we can do what we want. Anyway, that's it for me. Back to you, Funmi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Red. Wow, I don't know how you managed to do this, but you did a great job, because it's like you picked every bit of what he said. Nothing was missing. I don't know how you managed it, but kudos to you. Thank you very much, Brother Red. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without further ado, what we'll be discussing today, just to let everybody know, including our guests, including those that are founders, we are not going to be taking any support questions today. Please take all the support questions to the round table tomorrow. All our leaders are there waiting to help you. And we are going to be talking about testing today, the final rollout. If you don't know about testing, just stay tuned. Our All Tech brothers are here to educate us. Even if you don't understand everything, just listen to the beat, because they are going to break it down so simple that you will have no cause but to understand. And if you don't understand, that is why we are here. You are free to ask any question as relating to that. So please, no support questions. We are going to be going to Monday roundtable tomorrow for support questions. Today is going to be testing, and it's rollout, the final rollout. So without further ado, Brad, Bob, Brad, Oliver, Brad, Vincent, Brad, Collins, who is going first?
Yeah, so I'll
okay, over to you.
The
Okay,
team
thank
just
you.
nominated me to do it. So
Thank
I
you.
think I'll just do it as simple as, so we can move on very
Yeah, thank
quickly
you,
for
Brad
question and
Collins.
answers.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll be looking at, Red, thank you very much. You know, that was really crazy. You touched until you even go into data migration, which is fantastic. You know, a lot of founders think it's just a click of button. You know, throughout Friday Night Live, coming up to Sunday, this is the SIT webinar. We've been talking about testing and data migration. You know, and as Brother Vincent said, a lot of people think it's just a click of button, but it's a cumbersome job, as Red said. You know, just one little thing can go wrong, and we'll just go behind. Normally we've moved 20 steps, and what it will bring us back to the beginning, where we started. So it is really, really crazy, but thank God, everything is just up and running. And if you look at our back office, it's just like electric. But now I'll just look at the overview of testing. Why we have to test? Ray just said it. Why we have to test? Why testing is necessary? You know, and Lynn read a lot, Buddy checked a lot of things that have happened with companies that come in and they disappeared. Not because they wanted to, but because things were not properly done. They came in for the money and everything disappeared. But we are in such a good company where some of us are founders, we really know what is going on. And, you know, they explain every detail, you know, every step they are moving, except you are a founder who is not really plugged in. If you have really plugged in, you will understand OnPassive, because Mr. Ash Mufarad have never, ever hide anything. He is not someone who really puts something behind. He comes out and explains the good days and the bad days. You know, sometimes you can really see that there was a bad days, and, you know, because it's our business. So he treats us as partners. But now we are looking at it, because this topic was chosen by our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarad. Go out and talk about testing. You know, go out and talk about data migration. And we said, okay, let's come out and explain what is testing. So what is really testing? Testing is about, you know, to ensure that the software that is in process, the software that they have built, meet and exceed customer expectation. You have to meet and exceed. If you don't exceed, forget it. Because remember, you have your competitors out there. There are a lot of IT companies, global. If you cannot beat them, then forget it. You know, so you must meet and exceed customer expectation. That is testing. When you test, you don't look only at errors, but you say, how can we beat everybody out there? You know, you make decisions, you are part of the decision making and say, look at this, look at that, look at this. Now, why do we test? I'll just go and overview. We test because we want to gain customers' confidence. We must gain our customers. All of us, 1.7, 1.3 million founders, we're all customers. Imagine we are building something that we don't even approve it. How do you expect those who are coming as customers, real customers, to even approve it? We must have the approval of our own business. We must love it before someone will come and love it. It's just like you have a house. You know, you come in with your muddy shoes and you expect the strangers to remove their shoes. It doesn't work that way. So this is QA. This is testing. One, you must build your software to gain customers' confidence. Secondly, you check to make sure your software is adaptable. Remember, customers will be coming, companies will be coming for maybe a package or individual product. For instance, old staff, they want to use it to integrate other products. If your product is not adaptable, they'll tell you, forget it. You know, they need to come into that one, buy that particular product, integrate it, and then they can move slowly and say, my goodness, they have a lot we can use, and they can start to dish out all what they have and then take what you have because they know yours is better than the rest. And then secondly, identify errors. Thirdly, identify errors. You test because you want to find out all the errors and then eliminate them, fix them. And then cost is one of the things. If you cannot minimize risk and look at the cost. For instance, you build software and you know there are errors and stuff like that. You have to pay all those engineers, pay houses, pay all of those things. It is costly. So what you're doing, you test to eliminate cost. You know, you move and you move and you move, you make sure. And the cost is not only about the money, physical money, loss of lives, loss of jobs. You know, those are the things. Imagine, think about airplane or rocket. Some of these things crashes because it was not properly tested. Plane go, disappeared, and sometimes they're looking for them. They said, oh, it was the dashboard. These are all computerized. So you eliminate that cost, loss of jobs, people, lawsuit can come in. You go against the rule, they will come after you, come after your company, a lot of people will be jailed. That is the cost of not testing your product properly. Then you're talking about accelerate software development. That is other why you test. Because the more you test, you find error, they move very fast. That's why OnPassive is able to take things that far because they do it from scratch, they test it, they make sure everything is going. And then thirdly, you avoid risks and then optimize business transaction. For instance, the more you test, you find error, you fix it, customer will love it, and what will happen, they will come and you optimize your business, more revenue will come in. And if you don't test, what will happen? The reverse will be, as Brother Bob said, we have just one bullet as a startup company, a company that is coming in a global stage. You have your gun, but it's just one bullet. You either shoot, you miss, or you hit the target. Once you hit the target, you are the winner. And OnPassive will hit the target because we thank God we have our CEO who looks into these things and know that, you know, we cannot miss the target. He said we cannot fail. It's either do or die, you know. And now we are at that stage where we know we are happy to go. Now, let's look at the type of testing. We talk about, you know, functional and non-functional. And I just want to go into the non-functional part. It's about volume, like Red said. Our data center, we must be able to handle the volume that will come, the number of customers, billions of users. Imagine if we build something small, we didn't test it properly. Those numbers, hundreds of millions, come in and the system crash. What will happen? We will go back to square one. You know, go back to square one. All of us will be crying here and said, my goodness, what has happened? But remember, they deploy with all those heavy data into our data center, and it is even faster. Faster. Now we've cut down costs from AWS, and we are in OCD, OnPassive Data Center. You know, these are all the things we want to look at. So we are really good, and I will not take too much time to talk about testing, but it's a lot and it's a cumbersome job. You know, it starts from the beginning right to the end and reviews and reviews. You know, there is also security check. There is also compliance. If you don't comply to all the rules, and you know, our CEO, Mr. Ashbrook, always talk about compliance. if you don't meet up with the rules and regulations, for instance, you want to sell old stuff in UK market, do you meet up with the rules, the GDPR in UK? All of those things, you know, compliance is also there. You don't comply, they'll tell you, forget, you will not operate in this country. So all of those things, our CEO have just come together to look at every step of testing, security, compliance, those three things. And Tango, one of our sisters, said, when you have our data center, there are three things: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability, and we meet all of those criteria. So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Dafumi.
Thank you very much, Brother Collins. That was excellent summary. Because if I was to think about the weekend, the what do you call it, the webinar, I would say, oh my goodness, you just summarized everything into one there. Thank you very much, Brother Collins.
Hi,
Thank you.
Funmi.
Yes,
Funmi,
Anthony.
If Grace, if you can make Oliver Fonte a co-host, he's in the house and he'll be able to present next.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Thank you. And I'll go ahead and ask Oliver to unmute.
I thought Brother Collins said he's been nominated by the
just
group
one,
to say
it's just
everything
done.
at once.
It's
They're
done.
not, it's all done because he's mentioned
Oh, I see.
compliance, he's mentioned every part.
Okay, so
they
Oliver is not
mentioned.
going to speak. It's okay.
Yeah,
then.
so it's done.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, thank you very much, Anthony. So, as you can see, we have a lot to learn. So it's not just about switching a button, paying, and everything goes, 200 countries. No, we have a lot of groundwork, legal work, and other kinds of stuff, admin work to do, which you have heard from our brothers there for each product. And compliance also is part of it, because you can't go to 200 countries and bombard them without you following their rules and regulations, which is genuine for you to operate as a proper viable business in their country. So without further ado, I'm going to also call on our brother Andy. He's going to tell us about the customer potential. He's very good at it. So please listen keenly and get your questions ready. Brother Andy, over to you.
Okay. I look at it from the other perspective. I love the technical side, and I'm learning more and more from these guys all the time, but I like it from the other perspective. Now, let me share with you or give you an indication. Now, at the moment, it's almost a monopoly. I'm sure Collins will agree with me. Amazon Web Services, Microsoft and Google, and I think there's one other. But they control the system. They control the hosting at the moment. And 80% of Amazon's entire revenue comes from the web services. Now, because of that, Amazon just keep putting up the price each and every time, putting out the price. Now, we've got a new kid on the block, and this new kid's called OnPassive. So when we start to use the data center and we start hosting other companies' information, let's say you have, and I think this was mentioned some while ago, but I think Oliver mentioned a company that were paying something like ridiculous, like 30 million a month to host everything that they've got. And it's also been bandied about the numbers of people that run these data centers. And I think even Ash mentioned it the other day. One of the companies has got 1,200 employees here, which seems a bit ridiculous because you only need 2 or 3 to do the same job. So we know that when we start to host for other companies, it's going to cost less than other companies are charging. And there are only 3 or 4 major companies that can host. So we're going to be able to undercut all these companies. So you're going to see masses of clients or customers, large companies coming in to host their details using our data center. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say, for argument's sake, that it's going to cost the company 10 million a month to host on Passive's cloud instead of one of the other companies. And out of that, there's probably a sizable profit. Again, if you split it down the middle, let's say 5 million goes to the costs and 5 million comes into the kitty. That 5 million, part of it goes back to OnPassive, and a large proportion of it comes to the founders. us. All right, so if we've got 1.3 million founders at the moment, and there's 5 million coming in monthly from that one company, that's a couple of quid. Right, now multiply that by 1,000 companies. This actually is likely to generate, and I know Red's been over this before, but this is likely to generate over time far more income for us than just customers alone. Yeah, and this is another section of what we've got within OnPassive. It's huge, guys. I can't express the excitement about this new data center, and when they start going live and being able to host other companies, the companies are going to flood in because Amazon Web Services charge too much. Simple as. Okay, so but that's just again one opportunity, and this is again part of the overall picture from us founders, the founders position. But again, let me give you an indication. So we've got OStaff going live. We've got OPeer that will be in there. So you have a government organization that takes this on. Now, we know that the US government have looked at us. We know that the Pakistani government have looked at us, the Bangladesh government, and certainly the Dubai government have had a look at us from the point of view that we've got 2 floors in the Burj Khalifa. So if those governments were starting to use or look at using OStaff for argument's sake, and they've got, each of those has got 10,000 employees. Well, a lot of the governments got far more than that, but let's say they've got 10,000. Each of those individuals are going to need OnPassive because you're going to use the OPeer scenario. So one government, and again, Ash has covered this before, if we've got 10 customers and those 10 customers are 10 governments, guys, we're sitting pretty, because every single person within the government will have to take or make use of the products that OnPassive has just because their organization are using it. But more importantly, if their organization are using it, they're going to look at us and go, holy cow, I want some of this as well. Yeah, and again, every single person that clicks on the button and they start seeing customers come on underneath them, and there's a little button in the top corner that says, click this button, become a reseller, and you can get paid to use this product. This is going to go viral, guys. And when it does, I'm glad we're part of it. Does that help for me?
Yes. Thank you very much, Brother Andy. I love it when you talk about numbers. It gets my brain start working, you know, faster than it should about numbers. Not that I'm not very good mathematician, by the way, but it gets my brain working real good. So thank you very much there, Brother Andy. That is excellent. As you can see, we have a lot of work on our hands, but we have excellent, unique products. We cannot compare ourselves to any other company. But in the meantime, we need to learn about those products, learn the potentials, learn what we can do with them as individuals, as founders, and how we can also, I know AI is doing this, but you can also talk to someone about it. You need to be able to talk to someone about it, even though it says you don't have to know anything, but if you choose to, you can do that if you choose to, not that it's compulsory, okay? So we have a lot of work going on underground, and you know, CEO has always come out to tell us that without saying too much, even though I'm a good talker, as far as I'm concerned, I talk too much. But right now, I want us to go into a time of question and answer. But before we do, please, I need to repeat again, we are not taking support questions, okay? Please, founders, guests, we are not taking, especially founders, we are not taking any support questions. If you have any support questions, take it to the round table tomorrow. For our guests, if you are not sure of anything else, we also have guest meeting on Tuesdays. To this week Tuesday, but that one is going to be shutting down very soon as well. So please, if you have questions about what Bra Red have said, what Bra Collins have said today, what Bra Andy have said, you are free to ask those questions. So I'm going to hand over to the partners in crime today, Sister Comfort and Sister Naomi. Over to you for Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sis. Naomi, let me ask you to unmute.
Yeah, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Today I'll be joining Sister Comfort to do the Q&A. So feel free to ask your questions. As my sister just said, the clock is ticking, so don't just waste time and please come and join us. Thank you. Over to you, Sister Comfort.
Right. Thank you, sis. Thank you once again. Great team. It's another great day. I'm just happy. Thank you, guys. You went through another week again and you delivered just like Mr. Ash Mufara would do. I appreciate the old tech pros and the guardian angel behind them, who is none else but our own Auntie Lynn. Thank you for a job well done. Andy, you always take me places when you do your own. I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. But you got me like, oh, is this really true? So I don't know. Is somebody really fired up? Because I'm just all over the place when I listen to such, right? So guys, thank you, Red, for the sweet, straight to the point, succinct presentation. You just did the overview. Was just what everybody needed, and we got just exactly that. So guys, if there's somebody here who is not yet a founder, just type in the chat section so that we should know and give you all the attention we need. It's such an exciting journey that you will not afford not to be part of it. So let us know on the chat section here, be it on YouTube, somebody keep an eye. If somebody is joining us and they are not yet a founding member of OnPassive, we need to stop everything we do and give you all the attention. You can't afford to miss this. And we have just a few days to go. I put up a post on Facebook telling people that now is just the time. Either you kiss the miss now or you miss that kiss forever and ever. Guys, that is just it. Thank you guys once again. So it's time for question and answer. If you have a question, this has to be relevant to what we have been doing throughout the week, testing, the updates like our brother Red did, or anything that Andy said, because like the rest of the team members said, anything, support, you come, you join us tomorrow, Monday at the round table. If I forgot to say my name, I am Comfort, talking from the UK. Thank God Sister Fumi talks a lot. I am the quiet one, so I don't talk much. Thank you. Thank you. So guys, I'm not seeing hands up. I hope that the absent before I forget, please, let's just watch around to make sure that we are not leaving out anybody. I'm not sure it's like Dr. Bill Williams has joined us. If you are in the house, Dr. Bill Williams, you are welcome. Is Mike Ellis in the house? You're welcome. All the great leaders in the house. It's not like we appreciate or we give more respect to others than others. No, it's just that we need to call a few names, but we appreciate everybody who is here today. We are here because you equally are here. We love you all. Feel at home, feel like a hero in the Heroes family, guys. Thank you all for joining. So we just want to go to business. I don't want to keep on keeping on. So guys, if you have a question, then you would want to raise your hand, either the virtual hand or just raise your hand on the screen if you have your on video, and then we will call you. So before we go ahead, I would like to, yes, okay, Mufumbiro Ramathan, okay. Just hold on a minute, please. Yes, I'll come to you. So if I would like to go, we have heard a few things. Let's do it another way around this time, guys. Let's hear a bit from Mike Ellis, and if Dr. Bill Williams is in the house, let's hear, because at times I like the way my brother Collins puts it, all the explanations that they're giving, the technicalities and all of this stuff is just for us to understand what it takes to do what they are doing now, so that we understand and bear with the CEO and his team. So they say a lot of stuff we're not obliged to understand. So we're just asking Dr. Bill Williams, and I'm seeing Mike Ellis already, what is there to take home from all that the tech guys have said? We don't need to understand everything at all, but what is there for people to take home? What do they just need to understand?
Hey, Comfort, good to see you.
Go ahead, Bill.
Comfort, it's good to see you and Mike and all the friends on board. This is the 10-day countdown. And if you've got anything to do with OnPassive, if you've got anything of interest in your mind about OnPassive, you have to make a decision. You know, all the technical questions that come up about how it works matter very little until we actually start using the products. And so I've focused myself on the 10 days we have left before we enter the founder position. And so I love the technical questions because that helps us be better to explain. And as we are able to give information on the data centers and the way everything works, people have more credibility. That's when you speak, your credibility rises when you give the right details. But I really do feel like we're losing time quickly with the countdown going 10, 9, 8, 7. And I'm really focused on making hay while the sun shines. I really do enjoy learning about everything technical. And I do want to put it into perspective for all the founders. And it builds belief for the non-members yet to see that we have this technical capability that's beyond other products. And so that serves us a big purpose. And so we have to be able to mention it. And we also have to say in the same sentence, but the time is ending before we finish this process. You can't be a member after 8, 9, 10 days. So yeah, that's what I would give the message out to anyone who's not a founder or a founder who's trying to talk to people who are thinking about getting in. Strike while the iron's hot, and bring your hay in before sun falls, because after that, there's no more time. Thanks a lot. Mike?
Thank you. Mike Ellis, are you there, please? Thank you, Dr. B. Williams. We appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I'm here, Comfort. Yeah, thanks for calling on me. You know, I've been listening to the tech team probably for the last 3 weeks. And it is really, really important to understand what they're saying, because it gives us the ability to understand how powerful the tools of OnPassive are and are going to be in the global market. But I was listening to Ash the other day, and really all of these things relate together. And it was probably one of the best webinars I've ever seen Ash Mufareh on. And he talked about a lot of things, and you could talk for hours on all the topics he touched on. But one thing he talked about was limitations. And I think this will help all the founders understand where you're at in OnPassive. I can tell you flat out that Ash Mufareh hates limitations. When you tell Ash he can only make so much, he's going someplace else. When you tell Ash Mufareh he can't do something, he's going to do it despite you. And when we look at limitations, a good example of that today is what's going on in the world. And they really are dipping into our pockets and taking those finances that we all need. And it's called inflation. And none of us agreed to this secret tax. We didn't agree to it. We don't want them taking our money, but it's the limitations they put on us by taking money away from us. Every time that happens, there's a little less money to do the things we want to do in our lives. And when we talk about limitations and OnPassive, you really need to unburden yourself. Take that limitation that you have on you and just throw it away. I know I've done things in my life where people have said, you know, Mike, you really can't do that. And then they go through a myriad of reasons why I can't do that. I think all of us can relate to that in one respect or another. Limitations are something we do not have to have in OnPassive. When you listen to the tech guys, you understand that the limitations have been taken off all the products of OnPassive. And why that's important is because that's going to affect us. And if you've put limitations on yourself financially on what you think you can make, or you want the minimum that you might get with OnPassive, you need to get rid of that. You know, Andy talked about, the tech team and Andy have talked about the different products of OnPassive, just how massive they are and what they're going to be doing for the founding members of OnPassive. And that's just a few products. When we think about OnPassive, when we think about limitations, there are no limitations. It is unlimited. And what that means for us, because Ash Mufareh has done what he's doing and his mind is always working, there are things coming that are bigger than anything you've heard today. I mean, anything you've heard today. And when you think about that coming, understand Ash Mufareh is going to share that with the founding members of OnPassive. We are his partners. He wants to share the wealth with us. And whatever limitations you have put on yourself, take them off, because the limitations, they're no longer there because of what Ash is doing, because of what the founders are doing, because of what this family of OnPassive is doing. So when I listened to Ash talk about limitations and literally said, there are no limitations, OnPassive is unlimited. And I've been saying this for 3.5 years. As you come into OnPassive, there are no qualifications, but it's the next one that is the biggie. OnPassive will never put any limitations on your earnings, what you can make, what your financial future can look like. And OnPassive, because we have the time, and OnPassive is rolling right now. Everything in OnPassive is pretty much done, guys. There's not that much more to do. And as OnPassive rolls out, these things are going to be coming so quickly. And as the apples flow, I don't care where you came into OnPassive, whether you're the first founder or the last founder. Every founder in OnPassive over time will get to that point where finances is just not an issue. And then you can live your life. You have that freedom, that liberty, which is what we all want, that financial freedom, like financial liberty. So if you have any limitations that you've set on yourself because of what's happened in the past, it's time to get rid of those. Come on in. You are unlimited. Your potential is unlimited, especially financially. Now, is finances the most important part of life? No, it's not. But that's a different forum. Today, we're here to talk about finances and what finances can do in your life. And with OnPassive, those limitations, those burdens are taken off you. And all of a sudden, yeah, you get to choose how you want to live. And that's a really, really good place to be. Comfort, I'll hand it back over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mike Ellis. I really do appreciate. Thank you. Guys, this is how it is. I'm just happy. You already know me that I'm a person of disorder. So we'll be doing things today another way around. I started with Mike Ellis and we just need to link from there. You know, Mike, I would like you to know you and Red Fan, you unconsciously, you two trained me how to do OnPassive presentations, because each time you speak, you inject it right into my marrows, and that's just how it feels. Thank you so much. So
I can tell you, Comfort, you have the same gift. I get really pumped up when I listen to your group. It's very, very good.
Thank you. Thank you. So guys, be patient with me today. You know what we are doing. We're just doing what we're just trying to take Mr. Ash Mufareh's wish to fruition, right? So let's use this opportunity to consider that we are public. People are watching who are not yet founding members. Let's begin by sharing quickly what is the importance of becoming, or what are the benefits of becoming a founding member of OnPassive. Let's hear from Auntie Lynn this time around. We've been quiet in this room for the past couple of webinars. So I'm unmuting you in your own words. What benefit is it to become a founder of OnPassive, Auntie Lynn?
Okay, sure. Well, I can speak extemporaneously since I have not planned this response. But you know,
what a huge team here, Mike Ellis and the rest of them. They'll make it up, and believe me, it's going to be great.
I speak from my heart and from my mind. So what I say is, being a founder is a precious position. There is nothing like it. No other company has such a position. There are so many benefits that go along with being a founder. You know, when you become a founder of this company, you become part of a very, very elite group. And this elite group is going to come to, the opportunity to become a founder is going to end in, I think we said 11 days, right? Or 10 days? Yeah, so it's coming up soon. So, you know, what I want to share is, if you here today, I know we have some guests here, and if you are not a founder, this is the time to make that decision for yourself, because when you become a founder in OnPassive, you have guaranteed success. And as far as I know, there is no other company that offers you a guarantee of success. How is this possible? It is because OnPassive is an automated system. We have a business model in which everything is done on your behalf. AI does all the work for you. So just as soon as you become a founder, you know that you're going to do quite well. You're going to have financial freedom. You're going to have time freedom as well. It is impossible for you to fail. So I think this is one of the precious benefits of becoming a founder. There are so many more benefits than that, but I want to just emphasize the fact that everything is done for you. You have the reassurance that you will be successful in this information technology company. To me, that's what I would like to highlight. And I'm sure others here will chime in as well. Thank you, Comfort.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Auntie Lynn. Please, leaders, don't move. Let's just get this deep down. Even some of our founders who are new, they would really be appreciate for us to take this really, bring this down to everybody to get the understanding of it. So let's hear from Abdul Latif. Where are you calling from, please? If you can unmute yourself, Abdul Latif. And please, we hope that anybody who's raising, I know, of course, I don't know Abdul, but we don't do support questions today. Anything you are doing today, if you're asking a question, it must be relevant to either founder positions or the updates or what the OTech Pro guys have said. So Abdul Latif, I'm just asking you to unmute, please. Abdul, are you there? All right, let's hear from Apostle Mensa. I'll just ask you to unmute, bro.
Thank you so much, Sister Comfort. What I want to say first is thank you so much, leaders in the house. I can say that there is no company that has ever taken its time to explain the processes, to bring us to light concerning what is happening. And I would just want to say thank you so much, especially our brother, Mike Ellis. I can see if we go back since it started, I think today things have been so much clearer onto people. And I wonder why people cannot buy into it. In 2018, there was nothing like this. It was not so much of an education. You could hear voices like Mike Ellis. Like these were the people who were actually bringing in the explanations, the things that you could understand, the Michael Williams. And I think that now our pro-techs, our leaders have brought so much light into this. And so I believe that this is the time that it has educated us. I can say that for a fact, that when you talk about what I have learned from OnPassive, it's not just the finances, the relationship, the beauty of the like-minded people, the love, the understanding, the willingness to share. And so I believe that this is the time that we should encourage other people who are not OnPassive members to come on board, because this is the time. If you miss it out, your generations might not be happy with you. And so I just want to say thank you so much for what you have done for us, all the leaders in the house. We are so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, bro. Indeed, we have learned a lot. So let's hear from our big brother, Bruce, in the house. Bro, you're welcome once again. I've just asked you to unmute.
Thank you so much, Comfort. You know, Comfort, your name is perfect for what we're doing here, because all of the tech guys who I love and Red and everyone here, what they've done is given us comfort to know that OnPassive will absolutely work, and there's nothing we have to do except get in and enjoy the ride.
All right.
You know, for guest people, it's very important to understand that all the tech talk is just how OnPassive works, and that's the backdrop behind all the support you get. So no matter what you do, you can drop on your knees, you can break your legs, you can break your arms, you can do anything, but OnPassive will still work for you 100% of the day and night and morning and while you sleep. I want to thank Mike Ellis because between you and Red, you really helped me get motivated more and more all the time. And one thing I want to say about Bill, who is Dr. Bill, is that Bill is reminding us to remember to focus on the fact that you've got 10 days. So start focusing, bringing people in rather than worrying about what you need to learn. This is the time to bring people in. So thank you very much, and I love you all, and I'll see you at the top.
Thank you too. We love you even more. Thank you so much. Yes, of course, we know that there are people, a few people who have joined us today. They're new and they are understanding. I think they who don't understand English so well, but I would like Mama Grace to wait a bit. Let's hear from our great leaders first, so that you pick just exactly what they need and transfer to your people in the language they better understand. Is that okay, Mama Grace?
Thank you, sweetie.
Yes, yes. So please, let's do this. I want to hear, I think I saw somebody like Jeffrey Moloch join us. Am I right? Jeffrey, are you in the house? I saw him, I think, maybe he left again. I actually saw him. All right. While we are waiting for him, so let me come back to you again, Mike Ellis and the rest of the leaders. Mike, you will go first. Auntie Lynn just said earlier that when you become a founding member of OnPassive, it is impossible for you to fail. Is there anything like impossible to fail? Is there anything like complete success?
No, you know, Comfort, when you're looking at OnPassive is a complete life change. And I don't care where you come from, what you've been doing, or how you've been doing it. When you look at OnPassive, the first thing you see with OnPassive, clean, ethical, honest, okay? So if you want to come into OnPassive and do the right thing, you're in the right place. And as you come into OnPassive, whatever background you have, you will change. You can't help but change when you listen to Comfort or you listen to the ladies that are on this webinar. When you hear their passion and what's happening, and then when you start to explore OnPassive and what they're actually doing and what they can do for you, initially, and I think all of us came to OnPassive this way. Initially, we go, well, you can't do that. That's impossible to do. And that's how I thought when I first heard Ash Mufareh. I listened to everything he had to say. I absolutely loved it. And I got off and said, well, that's really, really nice, but you can't do it. It's impossible. But over the last 3.5 years, watching the evolution of OnPassive and what Ash and his team have done, not only can you do it, it's a done deal. And that's one of the most important things that new people coming into OnPassive have to realize. This is no longer a hope and a dream. This is a reality today. We've talked about 10 days until the end of the founding position. That's true. Once the founding position ends, you will never be able to become a founder. I don't care if you offer Ash 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. You will not be able to become a founder. The founding position is unique and is powerful. It will give you the ability forward to take care of all those financial needs that you have in your life. And this will happen over time. And I know people hear me say that and they go, okay, there it is. It's going to take 20 years for me to make $50 a day. No, that's not it. We're talking about substantial income coming into your pocket in the next 3 years. I don't think it's going to be that long, but we have to stay very, very conservative in the next 3 years. And as you look at being able to change your life in 3 years, to go from a place of want and need and getting to that place of abundance in 3 years, I can tell you flat out, I've been doing this for over 15 years. In the first 10 years, I starved, okay? It's really, really hard to do what we do. And most people don't have the inclination to learn the skill sets they need to have to be successful online. OnPassive, as it's been said, takes care of all of that. So as new people come in, this is a place where you can get extremely excited, not about us, but about you and what's going to be happening in your life, because your life is going to change. And when that happens, and I know human nature, most people around the world, they're pretty good people. We're all pretty much the same. And once we take care of our own needs, we're always looking out for other people. And that's when it gets very, very powerful in OnPassive. When you have 1.3, 1.4 million founders coming in with the desire, because their needs have been met, with the desire to help those individuals around them in their communities, in their country, around the world, all of a sudden, really, really good things happen. And we have many, many webinars. One is done by Chris on Oh Bless, and he talks about all the things that they're going to be doing. But the bottom line is, first, you got to fill your pockets, and you're in the right place because your pockets are going to get filled. And from there, yes, well, I would recommend you start dreaming now. But if you can't dream now, wait until they're full and then start dreaming, and dream big, because again, there are no limitations on OnPassive, and I'll guarantee there are no limits on Ash Mufareh. I'll say it one more time because I love to say this.
All right.
There are things coming that are so much bigger than anything we've talked about. When Ash releases these things, it's going to blow your mind in such a good way. It's just fun stuff, guys. I mean, OnPassive, I can't think any place I'd rather be, Comfort. How about you?
I know. Oh, it's just more, I can't wrap my brain around it at all, but I'm happy I have people around me like you. So we'll get there. Thank you so much. Thank you. And let's hear again from Dr. Bill Williams, after which we'd like to get hear from Andy from the figures perspective, and from Tony from his perspective, because he's got some experience online. But Dr. Bill Williams, this is something that I heard Mike Ellis said one time. I had this conversation a few days ago with Jeffrey. I want to hear from you too, if you confirm. Mike says OnPassive has got value and volume. What is that? What does that mean? We are doing this, we're just trying to share our love to those who are not yet founding members. OnPassive has got value and volume. What's that?
I talk about value all the time when I'm trying to discuss this with people who are not in yet. I think we get it when we're in OnPassive. We have an inkling of value, but what we're going to offer people in the marketplace is something that is far below the cost that they normally pay for the things that they use every day. The amount of money that they're going to pay for what we have is less, but the product performance will be better. And so I think that's important. People understand that value is what sells. People look for value, especially in this inflationary time. If you can save 50% on a product you normally use every day, you would do it. I mean, if you could go to the gas pump and find $2 gas right now, would you be going there? Of course. Well, we're $2 gas in a $5 market. Think about that. Right. IT products cost money. We're going to have the IT products that are better, high octane, and we're going to run our machine on something that's going to propel us faster, further than anybody else for a lesser price. So that's kind of value to me. Mm-hmm. I look at value as the reason people choose. You know, I'm a dentist. I gave people high service, high quality, and I didn't cut my prices to the bare bones. I stayed at a fair rate, but I gave a lot better value because of our knowledge and of our service. And Ash is going to do better than that. He's going to be able to cut the price and give high value and high service because economy of scale. Now, I was a single practice in a single location, and so my economy of scale could only go so far. Ash has got the whole world, and if you can have a product line that meets everybody's needs in the billions, that's a lot different from a single office that can see maybe 5,000 to 10,000 people. That was how many people I could serve. Well, we can serve billions of people across the continents. We're starting out with 1.5 million people as founders. By the time we launch, we'll have more than that probably. And then we'll go into the sales process of finding customers who want what we have at that big value. There will be nobody to compete with us. When you have something that's so good that nobody competes with you, then you have faster sales, more viral nature of people speaking word of mouth to each other going, you got to try this, you got to see this, it's really worthwhile. And when we line up all of our free products to let people try them for free or use them for free, like Omail, and they see how good they are, it's an entry into their lifestyle. And when we enter people's lifestyles with one single product, then they're going to see the other products and say, that's even better value because I can get them all for the same price. That would put us above any other company in terms of value, in terms of desire to come on board with us. And we're not even talking about the income potential. We're only talking about saving money. When you talk about the income potential, that means the value goes up 10 times. When you can make money off of using products and referrals for free, that's going to propel us to another level of success. And so that's the third level that we always want to mention, that you can make money by referring people. You can make money by using only, and the viral nature of it means that it's going to be spread whether you try to or want to. Just because you use Omail or you use Academy, other people as they sign in are going to be locked in as part of the process, and they will have an opportunity to use our products for free. Nobody can deny that that is a growth strategy. We know Dropbox did the same thing. They gave away free memberships and then they grew to a big company. So did PayPal. And as time goes by, OnPassive will do the same thing. We'll give away free memberships for a short time. And as they want to get more involved, they pay real money. And that real money translates into compensation for all the founders. So that's value to me, Comfort.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bill Williams, and I really do appreciate that. Let's hear, I think, guys, this might be the last opportunity for us to ever do this because the founders' positions are coming to an end. So I don't think that spending time on this is kind of time wasted. Let's do this, please. Let's do this for the prospects. Let's do this even for those who just joined OnPassive a couple of days ago. This is useful information. I think so. So I would like, before we go to Tony again, Dr. Bill Williams just brought up something that I might want to go back to Mike. You know, there's the idea, when we look at what we have, it's massive. It's even difficult to wrap your brains around it. You can't even get it. But then we get it for $97. And there seems to be a significance of this whole package given to us for this little. Can you expatiate on this a bit, Dr. Mike Ellis, please? Sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable, Comfort. You can come into OnPassive for $97, become a founding member, and be locked into OnPassive in the pay structure. When you look at a company that is already a multi-billion-dollar company and the CEO lets you come in for $97, we've had this conversation, and Ash has said that, yeah, it's probably worth $10,000 per founding member to come in and participate with OnPassive. But Ash's whole goal was to share the wealth. And in order to do that, you had to come in at a price point that most people around the world could afford. And that's what he's done. And the price point coming in as we launch to this, we do the global launch, the product launch to the world, all founders will have to come in and pay a subscription fee or buy a package. We're not sure which yet, but it'll be very, very reasonable. Again, Ash Mufareh, his whole idea when he started building OnPassive was to make sure that everybody can come in, participate with OnPassive, and over time take care of those finances. And this has been said on this meeting again, 100% automated. Again, Mr. Mufareh did that on purpose. He had been in the industry for years and decades, really. He's seen all the problems with individuals coming online and trying to make an extra dollar to take care of those finances. He knew what the problems were. And again, this is one of the things when he said originally to me, I said it can't be done. Well, it has been done. He came in, and because of the IT tools that he's developed, he's able to come in and build an automated system for each and every one of us, and then drive traffic, get eyes in front of what he's doing, And as people come in and buy, they land under all of us. All of this stuff is revolutionary. And 4 years ago, if you'd have come to me and said, this is what we're planning on doing, I'd have told you to go away and keep dreaming, because you can't do it. It's impossible. But this is the strength of OnPassive. Yeah, all the IT products, the AI, yeah, very, very powerful. The tech team has gone over that, extremely powerful. But the most revolutionary thing that Ash Mufareh did was make it so that we could come in, participate, and actually make a living with OnPassive, and much, much more than that. Before OnPassive, it was impossible. The online business was stacked against us. And that's why you always hear that there are 3% that are always making the money. That's the way it was developed and built. Ash Mufareh has turned that on its head. We can actually come in, and if you're new here, this is the first time you're here, if you're a new founder, understand you are never going to find this again. You cannot go online and find anything like OnPassive. You will never find anything like Ash Mufareh has set up with the IT products of OnPassive, with the AI, 100% automated. It was built for you. It wasn't built for me. It wasn't built for anybody. It was built for you to come on and succeed. And Dr. Bill and some of the other individuals here have said it, and it's true. You are guaranteed success. Now, people use apples, but that means you're going to make money, period. Okay? There aren't any other opportunities online that are going to tell you to come on in, hey, we're going to make sure you make money. It doesn't work that way. They're going to take as much as they can from you, and if you don't learn to swim really, really quick, you're going to drown. That is not OnPassive. When we throw you into the deep end, you got a life preserve run. You're never going down, and we're just going to raise you up. So I don't know if that answered your question, Comfort, or not, but I get on my rants. I apologize.
You can see them clapping, which means you did it just exactly the way it was expected, or so I just thank you so much. I appreciate. Yeah. I knew that you were going to be the right person to do that. So thank you. Yeah, guys, before we go ahead, let's give Mama Grace 2 minutes to make a quick interpretation into Chui. We have families from Ghana who do not understand English so well, and some are just prospects, and so she would like to address them in their language. Sis, you have 2 minutes. Guys, bear with us. After this, we are going to hear from Tony, we're going to hear from Andy, and a few more people. Let's get this done, please.
Okay, thank you, everyone. OnPassive adwuma sɛ kan ye 10 days pe ne ya tom ti sɛ nane di kan ya wabam a 97 pe obetimi abeda ne founder e 22nd e kono obi antimi mamu bio e na sɛ wa sign so ne obi akasa na wa sign up a wontua ya ne so bomode an ne tua sɛ ne ye kekane ma ye bobo so nyina anya sɛ wo beye bibi o wonya hwe na emu no obamu bi a ahotoso ewo mu no obi odu be no be ka kire wa sokọ back office so a we hu se bibia o nti yakopon hira mo kakra we ana meka because your time ni strength nyamisha. Sister Comfort, please take over.
Thank you, Sister Grace. You're the best when it comes to interpreting this. You take it straight to the point. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. So let's hear from our figures guys. He's not a very techie person, but he does figures. So Andy, I've just asked you to unmute. Many people like to know, if I join OnPassive, how much? I don't know if we can tell how much, but at least you have something to tell us. So do that, please.
Okay. We've heard some of the numbers bandied around, but before I do that, I'm just going to give you the simplistic way that I understand how OnPassive works for me, because, like you say, I'm not techie. I have no clue as to how these products work, or, to be fair, what most of them do. But I know, like electricity, I don't know or understand it. I can flick a switch and turn the light on and it works. What I understand with this is that they will register me a domain name, build me a website, drive specific targeted traffic to the website, close the sale, deal with all the customer support, but pay me for every customer that comes on board. Wow. Okay, so all the bits that I don't know how to do, which is the vast majority of that, by the way, they do for me. Fantastic. So now I've got a business in a box. So let's go into the side of the business in the box. We know that with the value that we have, the products that have been created, we are likely to take on in excess of 100 million customers in just our first year. And we also know that the potential customer base that we have for OnPassive is every single person that uses the internet. And that's about 4.7 billion potential customers. But I'm going to give you an example, and this is not what OnPassive will do. It's just simply an example to give you an understanding the power of numbers and how they work. Now, I'm not a recruiter, and you don't have to recruit in this business, so just bear with me. But I'm going to say that OnPassive will create your 3 for you in a very short period of time. And after that, it's going to then create another 3 for you and those 3 customers. And it's going to take 3 months. So it'll go, you plus your 3 is 4, times 3 is 12, plus your 4 is 16. 16 times 3, 48, plus your 16, 64. 64 times 392, plus your 64, 256 customers. Now that's if you did absolutely nothing. And as I said, this is purely an example, But let's say, for argument's sake, that you get as excited as we are here, and you've shared this with 9 others that have joined you on this amazing journey. So now you start with 10. You can multiply those numbers I gave you by 10. So instead of 256 customers, you've got 2,560 customers. Now, all I've done is I've shared this opportunity with other people that I have close to my heart because they mean something to me. Yes, I want to make sure they're looked after as well, because as Mike has said, this is an intriguing situation, because originally when we first got into it, we're in it for the money, because we know there's going to be a good opportunity to earn whatever you want. But the ones that, like me and like Mike and like you guys that have been here for a while, we now understand that we're sorted. Plain and simple, we're sorted. And now we're all thinking about what else we can do for others. Because once we've filled our tanks, there's only so much you can use. So where are you going to put it? Who are you going to help? How are you going to help these people? And this is the beauty about one of the products that Ash has created, Oh Bless. I won't go into that, but I hope that helps, Comfort.
Thank you. Sure, it does help a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I really wanted to hear too from my brother Tony. I know that you have been online for at least 2 decades and you've got some experience. And I've heard you said severally that what you are seeing in OnPassive, you have never seen anywhere for all of your life online. So what is that particular thing about OnPassive that makes it stand out from any other thing you have seen?
Yeah, thank you, Sister Comfort. Hello, everyone. Lots of amazing information today. My God Almighty, there's a lot of good stuff here. This is a very good webinar, very informed. Yeah, I've been online since 1996. You can do the math. The difference between OnPassive and anything else that I've done, and I've been in many launches. The launches that I've been involved with, the majority of the time, it's short-term sustainable, meaning the only focus that they have is on the profits before anything else. So the products really have no value. And OnPassive is the opposite. OnPassive is focusing on the value, not the profits. You brought up the fact that why is it $97 to get in? Well, Mike Ellis said it perfectly. It's to give everybody an opportunity around the world to actually come in as a founding member. And the thing is, he's not doing it for profits. So don't be fooled by the $97. $97 don't mean nothing. It's actually pathetic for what we have as a founding member. Also, if you go to Google, if you go to Google and you put into the search engine, for example, I'll just give you an example as a marketer. If you go to Google and you put in the search engine how to make money online, you're going to get over 2 billion people on a monthly basis that are looking for those keywords. Okay. Now, if OnPassive is very good at what they do when it comes to traffic generation, which they are the best. Nobody compares to us. And they put us in front. Say, for example, one of us, our webpage goes in front of 2 billion people on Google, and only 1% of those 2 billion opt in to our opt-in form. You've got 20 million people that just opted in. You see what I'm saying? So the numbers are absolutely ridiculous. And the thing is, what we also have to understand is that the average person doesn't understand the compounding effect. You know, people are more used to just making a certain amount a month, and that's pretty much it. But every month is going to be more than a month prior. You're going to be making more than a month prior. It has to be that way because of the compounding effect. People just keep coming in on a consistent basis. Now, we also have 5 billion people on the planet that are on the internet. We have everything in OnPassive for those 5 billion people. Okay, so we have the traffic, we have the products, we have absolutely anything you can possibly think of that these people use on the internet. We have the social media, anything. So think about that for a minute. You know, if we put ourselves in front of these 5 billion people consistently, OnPassive is going to go to the moon in no time flat. It's going to, I really do believe OnPassive this is my belief, that OnPassive is going to surpass Apple in about probably between 2 to 5 years. Okay, Apple's worth over $2 trillion with a T.
Wow.
Okay, and we have 1.4 million founding members right now. We are going to be less than the 1% in the compensation plan. So now use your imagination. And that's pretty much all I have to say, Sister Comfort.
Wow.
Thank you. I hope I helped out.
Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, bro. That's all I can say. I really appreciate. So let's hear from the old tech guys. You are not speaking anything about old tech, about the tech stuff today. You have done a good job listening to the advantages of testing and stuff. I did not have any question because the questions I would have had, you answered them by way of doing your presentation. So now, Collins, if you can tell us, you've heard my brother Tony talk about traffic. We've got traffic and products, targeted traffic, and so on. So what is this traffic they are talking about, and how important is it to this business?
Thank you, Mr. Comfort. Tony, just want to thank all the great leaders here, Mike Els, Dr. B. Williams, Tony, everyone. You know, you guys have just blow our mind. Just sit back listening to you. It's just crazy and amazing.
I know.
Marketers, you know, we don't know anything about marketing, but just looking at what Tony have said, you know, it's just mind-blowing, because traffic is customers. It's customers. Those who don't know traffic means customers. You know, we have the store, we have the products, because I always say two things. You can have all the best customers in the world. If your product is not good, nobody will buy it. You can have the product. If there is no way to get the traffic, forget it. You know, so both of them go hands in hand. The marketer must come in when there is something good. Remember, Mr. Andrew have told us, working in a lot of companies, telling us this story that most of the company he works for, they never had the product, and that's why they collapsed. But he can drive the best traffic. What are the products? When they come in, what are you selling? Nothing. And they will disappear. You know, okay. So what Tony is saying, like traffic, is something that is so important, especially when you have product like what we have now in OnPassive. We have data center. Think about data center. This I'll call it the Amazon guy. You know, he is one of the richest person because of data center. A lot of people don't know. Data center is so expensive. I know company who pay $33 million a year for data center. We know we can talk about it a lot because it's so crazy. It's like meter. You don't pay, the more data you bring in, the more money you pay. and they can just shut you down for 1 second. Remember, data is your heartbeat. They can shut you down just per second if you don't pay your stuff. I know my brother Vincent talk about company work for, they are paying $1 million a month for not Amazon Web Services, for Microsoft Azure, 1 million a month. These are the guys with data center, and we are coming out as big player with data center alone. I'm telling you, I don't care about though I love the product. I'll tell you, give me data center, I'll be the world richest man.
Wow.
So this is just one product we have. And we're talking about, I remember Mike Ellis say something when they launched OStaff. He said, give me OStaff, forget about the rest. Mike Ellis said, and this is it.
Wow.
So we're talking about the products going. Each product is $1 billion company. A lot of people don't know. And they are all individual traffic because customer will come for each product. They don't look at OnPassive, they look at what you have that they will come for. And I'm telling you, we are talking, the world is about how many? 7 billion. We're talking about even dogs will have something to come into OnPassive.
Oh my God.
Have something to come into OnPassive. So thank you, Mr. Comfort.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I really
Mr.
do
Comfort,
appreciate it.
can I add?
Okay, bro, carry on.
Man, thank you, Mike Ellis, Tony, and Dr. B. Williams. You guys just blow my mind again. Just make me, with Collins talking about the data center, I've been talking to Collins almost every day about the data center that, like he said, with data center, I guarantee.
Wow.
I guarantee. Like our CEO told us that OnPassive Air. OnPassive Air. I think all of us know what that means. Our data center, how sophisticated our data center is. When he said that we are going to dominate the data center market, it is true. Somebody from the IT field, when I look at what is out there, from AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, IBM, they are clowns.
Oh no.
With what I know about with our data center, with what I know, I did not know that the multi-regions, I thought that the multi-regions would come maybe next year or end of the year. But when they move our data from AWS to the cloud, our data went to the cloud. Then from the cloud, now they drop it, they connect it now to multi-regions. Multi-regions, we don't know the locations. It might be in any continent. We don't know.
All right.
Then after that, they connect it again to our data center on-prem, on site. Then now hybrid, fluid, dynamic. There is no data center on this planet Earth. I will say it authoritatively.
Okay.
Then come again. The CEO told us about virtual mall. Oh my God. And he said, nobody will come to our OnPassive virtual mall. You must buy chocolate. Own it. Might be free. Who knows? Who knows? So where we are already at the top. We are already at the top. Then look at our products themselves. Artificial intelligence embedded from scratch, automated, 100% integration into all our products.
Wow.
That alone, we are at the top. That alone, those three alone. Then when you start breaking down to each of the products with the modules or the features, let's take OMail. OMail, Collins and myself were we were talking. Collins just flash Gmail and OMail.ai. I just saw 7 features.
Wow.
7. Unlimited storage. Google announced storage limited storage that people will start paying for the limited storage. Google OnPassive unlimited. Spam free. The notification enables.
Wow.
Then send emails. The CEO told us all they said the other day. When you send emails, it comes with the music.
Okay,
you can lie on your couch. You can lie on your couch. They send you an email. You start
dancing.
Oh my God. Look.
Hold on, brother Oliver. Hold on. Don't listen. I think I've got enough already from that now. Let me go back to Dr. Bill Williams. We can't go without listening to this, right? We don't know who is watching us. For some reason, I'm so in love with our prospects today because Mr. Ash says nobody will be left behind. And what we're doing here is to take the last person along. And for some reason, I don't know what you guys think. I am praying that I want to know the last person who joins OnPassive before we shut down. Because, you know, I'm just like, you are the luckiest person on planet Earth. Who knows, maybe they'll do that through us here. So Mike Ellis, let's go back really quick a bit to traffic. You know, from what the tech guys have said, we've got traffic, we've got products. It's massive, we can't measure it. So I want you to dwell again a bit just on what we call targeted traffic. We don't know who's listening. People just want to know exactly what we've got. This might be the last chance, I think so. So when you talk about targeted traffic, exactly what is that? Just give a bit explanation we've got and so on. Please, Mike.
Yeah, just very quickly. Colin says he likes to listen to marketers because he's not a marketer. I understand that. And it's the same with me and the technicians, right. Oliver and Colin, all the technicians. And when I listen to them, they don't understand. I get really pumped up when I listen to you guys because I understand even more what's coming. Traffic, it's part of the marketing side, Comfort. And the marketing side is very complicated. But Ash Mufareh, understand, he is a genius at bringing customers in, and all traffic is customers coming in and looking at the products of OnPassive. Now, it's a lot more complicated than that. I won't get into the weeds, but what Ash Mufareh has done and what he does, he understands his market. He knows what his market is. And when he talks to his market, it's like it's their best friend talking to them. It's like you've known this individual for years and years and years. And he does that because he's been in their shoes. And the only way you can really know your market is if you've been there. And once that happens, yes, you can manipulate people, but that's what I love about OnPassive. They will never manipulate anybody. What OnPassive gives people is something they want and they need. And even if they have to make the decision that they're the ones that found it, you let them do that. You guide them around until they see something and they say, I found that. No one showed it to me. No one sold it to me. I found it. There are a lot of different ways to bring people in, and Ash Mufareh knows all of them. And they're all ethical, clean, and honest. And when an individual comes into OnPassive, it looks at the products of OnPassive, whether they think it's their idea or we brought them here, they're going to come in, they're going to buy the products of OnPassive. And when Tony talks about 5 billion people online today, and each one of those individuals will use something in OnPassive over time, he's right. But it's much bigger than that. Each product line has 5 billion customers. Our product line is infinite. Right now, we've got over 50, and that's growing every single day. Our customer base, it isn't 5 billion. It's so much larger than that. And that's the compounding. And Tony said people don't understand compounding. It's really simple. Take a penny, double a day for a year, you have over $1 million. That's compounding. OnPassive is taking a penny and doubling it every second. And when you start to think about those numbers and you start to think about that compounding as a founding member of OnPassive, you're done. And that's why. But Ash is a genius at bringing in customers, traffic, eyes for our products, Comfort. We couldn't be in better hands. It's going to be really fun to watch. I know all of us are going to enjoy that. Because when that happens, the apples flow. So hopefully that helped, Comfort. I don't know. Sure. But I do love the technicians. I absolutely love to listen to them.
They are great guys. Believe me, it's just a blessing finding them. They are they are wonderful. Thank you. So guys, let's look at one quick more thing. I'm not like trying to keep you here the whole night. I'm capable of doing that though, because this is OnPassive, right? We can stay here and not realizing that time is going. So I wanted to hear from one of the tech guys again, Vincent or Bob. Are you there? Either Vincent or Bob.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, you want to speak from whatever angle you want to come, just to tell us what Mr. Ash Mufareh means. Guys, remember my interest today was for prospects and new founders. What does Ash Mufareh mean when he says OnPassive is a correction to the corruption? Like really quick.
Okay, thank you, Sister Comfort. And also thanks to all the LC members. I think Mark Ellis, and then Dr. Wibil, Tony, Andy, Collins, and Oliver, they did a great job. So I was sitting here, but I'm very, very happy, mind-blowing, listen to all this good stuff coming up here. Thank you, guys. And I would also like to add a few things about that. So mind-blowing OnPassive is mind-blowing because if you do really understand all the product we have, I think there's nothing to worry about. All the marketing guys, all the LC members here, the great guys, they talk about that is a lot because our product we have, no one have those what we have at the moment. So we have great product. So if the CEO said this, he knows the reason why he's saying you have to understand the product. Because if you do, like my brother Oliver and Colin said, only the domain can give us money. The data center, the Amazon, if Amazon, all the money they have today is the data center, the AWS, like our brother Andy said it. So the richest money coming from that side. We have one, and our data center is the massive than Amazon one. So imagine all this money. And then the OML is also OML. So these two products, OML, data center is a mind-blowing. And then we have again Odomain. These three products alone, they are multi-million products. And then this, we have that without other product. We have more than the CEO. So we're going to start with about 6 or 7 products. So it's mind-blowing. And then with all these products, we'll be the richest company in the world. No company can compare to us. And then all the products, they are real life product. And then a lot of people outside there sitting there, they will be the first people to come and join our company to buy our product because we have the richest product in the world at the moment. So that's why I'll say what the CEO saying is right to say that. So if you are here today, you haven't joined OnPassive, I think you don't know exactly what you are missing in your life because you're going to miss the biggest thing on your life. You miss that, and then you will miss forever.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks. Okay, let's hear from Dr. Bill Williams, please. He's raised his hand. Yeah.
Hey, there's one thing I wanted to bring out today that may interest some of the people who haven't joined yet. And it's called Do the Math. We've had Andy give many good examples of the math, and Mike Ellis over many of the last couple of years give examples of Do the Math. Michael Williams also. Ash said one thing that really intrigues me and should intrigue you. He said, we only know 10% of what we have in our hands because I haven't told you what we have. Now, we've talked about what we know we have for about 2 years, 3 years, ever growing, ever expanding. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Of course, the data centers have been added in the last year. We didn't know about that. We still only know 10% of what we have. That's why it's so exciting to be a part of OnPassive is how big is this thing? Well, he did say a figure that should make you jump for joy. And he said it was the biggest company in the world, potentially, OnPassive. So if you only know 10%, and he's already told you it's going to be the biggest company in the world, there's no reason you shouldn't take a chance of being involved. It's massive. It's just bigger than massive. So it's probably universal, bigger than the universe as far as how big this thing is. So when we talk about do the math starts with knowing what the other 90% is. And we found that out, according to Ash's words, after the foundership positions are finished. And so do you want to wait and find out after it's finished, or do you want to jump in now and find out as a founder rather than as a customer? So that's kind of the bottom line to me is strike now. Okay, Comfort,
Thank you.
take
Thank
it
you.
over.
I was trying to unmute myself. Thanks so much, Dr. Bill Williams. Thank you for chipping in that important piece of information. Thanks, guys. Let's hear from Lily Lane. Many people have confessed, just like myself, it's but natural that you either start a business or join one because you want to make Apple's money, right? But then many people have confessed that they haven't joined OnPassive. They have benefited and learned a lot. Just they gained more than the money that they are after. Is that the case with you, please? I've just asked you to unmute.
Thank you, Sister Comfort. I want the guests to know that when I came to OnPassive, I came to OnPassive as I was, wearied, worn, and sad. I found in OnPassive a resting place, and I have been so glad. Now, what I mean by coming to OnPassive wearied and sad, I had lost a lot of money with other programs, a lot of money. And when I heard of $97, I thought if it didn't work, I'm in. It didn't matter because I would lose anything. And then when I came and began to understand, I became rested. I found that resting place. And one thing, many things I like about it is the fact that all of the speakers that you heard this afternoon, and there are many more that didn't even speak, through their webinars, I've learned so much. And the fact that the founder is so concerned about us understanding what is going on, he said to this tech team, I want you to talk about this. I want you to talk about that. And I just think it's just so awesome for me not having to recruit. I don't have to talk to anybody about this. And at the same time, I can remain rested. Another reason I can remain rested is because of a financial freedom. And I think Lynn said that a few minutes ago, financial freedom, it's causing me to be able to rest. Able to bless somebody else is causing me to rest. Many of the things I don't understand, but my faith in Mr. Ash and my faith in the program is causing me to be able to rest. And so I'm just excited, and I'm saying to those that's not in it, to me, you don't really have an option not to. I really don't understand it. And if you need $97 and you really, really want to come in, contact me, because there's nobody that should want to come in and do not have $97 to spend. Thank you so much, Ms. Comfort.
Thank you. Thanks, sis. Thanks. That was so much wisdom. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your contribution. Yeah, so where are we heading to now? Naomi, anything from the chat section, please?
Hey, Comfort, can I say something just very, very quickly?
Yeah, sure.
The tech team, you guys are absolutely on fire. Occasionally, I get the chance to talk to Oliver one-on-one, and I don't know if he realizes this or not, but when I get, and you heard it just a little while ago, when I get done listening to Oliver, and I'm pretty quiet, I just listen, but he doesn't understand when I hang up, I'm bouncing off the walls. So no. Oliver and Colin and Vincent and Bob, you guys are absolutely on fire. And what you're doing for OnPassive really is important. You guys, you might not understand it, and that's okay, because all of you are pretty humble guys. But believe me, you're making an impact. And yeah, after I get done listening to you, that's all that's in my mind for about the next 12 hours. Thank you so much. So you guys are doing a great job. That's all, Comfort. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The Comfort.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it was like one brother called Daniel Evans wanted to ask a question, but I haven't seen the question. I told him either to raise his virtual hand or type the question, but up till now I haven't seen any question.
Well, he's welcome anytime, either to raise his virtual hand or the physical hand on the screen, or type on the chat section. Of course, we're going to be happy to attend to that. Please bear with me. Brother Oliver, if you are here, there's this reminder you would like to make again. I do this especially for those back home. By home, I mean people who are in countries where they have these challenges with internet and stuff. And please, you just want to go back quickly to this security thing again, the logging out thing, especially those who use cyber cafes to log into their OnPassive accounts, how to take care of that. This is important. Please, can you do that for us for 2 minutes, please? Oliver, are you there? He's not on camera. Maybe he's not on his seat. All right, if he's not there, we miss out on that. This is very useful information that people need to know, and we need to remind our people every now and then before they get in trouble at some point. But if he's not here, I think okay. Oh, Pierrette Duperon, you are welcome.
Oh, good afternoon, good day, everybody. I'm not too good in English. I'm French from Quebec, so that's why I listen to you and I don't speak very much. But I prepare a PowerPoint for my for my prospect, but it is in French. So I just translate one sheet of it by Google Translation. I don't know if I can share it or I read it. I'm going to read it for you. And it's my conclusion to that presentation that I do to these people. So let me just find my, my document. Okay, so for a passive revenue in your life, this is difficult to believe in indeed. An immediate additional income now, the day one, without having to invest your time. It's a commission on sales without having to sell or recruit yourself by yourself. It's a free platform of 50 products that you may need yourself for your own enterprise. There's no need, you don't have to subscribe to a disability insurance because you have this support as a disability insurance if you ever have a bad luck. It's a lifetime pension at zero cost. And it's a legacy for your children that can be transmitted at any time in your life. You don't have to wait until you die to leave that legacy to your children. So it's a financial freedom of money and your time. So that is my, yes, it's incredible. You're right. So that is my conclusion when I talk to my prospect. And I think there's a few good benefit for any of us.
All right, thank you so much for your great presentation, Pierrette. Of course, you speak excellent English. You said your English was not bad. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Right. Okay, I think I should be handing over to Sister Fumina. Sis, are you there? I've just asked you to unmute.
Okay, thank you, Sister Comfort, for handing over, and Sister Naomi for handling the Q and A there. And I know it's a different form tonight, which is excellent. I love the fact that all our guests get to hear what the promises that we've been given, or actually the benefit of being a founder ASAP, as in as soon as tonight, not even ASAP, as soon as as soon as tonight, not as soon as possible, because few days and it's gone forever. So I want to thank all our leaders, whether from the LC, whether from in-house, all the founders. It's lovely to see everyone here. Thank you very much for all our guests as well, to all our guests for coming as well. So please meet with us again next week, the same time, next week, Sunday. It's not going to be too long. We're going to continue this for a long time, but once the founding positions are over, We'll not be having anything to do with guests. You understand me? So we are going to be full-fledged founders only meeting. And that's when we get to rock and roll, you know, and get deeper and dig in dirty, you know, and get to know even more about what we are in for. So I want to thank everyone. Thanks everyone here. And as we are done for tonight. Please, 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 if you are here and you're a guest, everyone has emphasized it, and I'm going to emphasize it again. Go back to the person that has invited you here. Join tonight. Don't waste time. Tomorrow, come with us to the round table and come to the founders only meeting. Okay, please, please, please link up with whoever has invited you. If you cannot remember or they can't get in contact with them, get in contact with someone that can link you up. Okay, but make sure you go back to the person that has invited you and join tonight. It's very, 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 you know, I would like call it, it's a matter of life and death. I'm telling you. It's a matter of life and death. You might take that literally or think it's a joke. I'm not joking. It's a matter of life and death. My 15-year-old son said some people are actually going to cry physically once these founding positions are over. And I said, not only just physically, some people will be biting their finger and thinking, oh my goodness, I saw this thing, and they'll call it a thing like some people have been calling it and take it for a joke. So please don't waste time. Further ado, I want us to all unmute yourself. You can please allow.
I'm really sorry, you know, it's me again. I do apologize, guys. Andy, are you on the call? Can you quickly tell our people about the 2nd of July, please?
Yeah.
For all those of you,
Peter is in as well.
Okay, all right.
Peter, would you like to tell everybody about the 2nd?
Yeah, because I know he's in.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize he was here.
He's in.
Yeah, because he's doing a great job, so I would have called him if I knew he was here. Sorry. Peter Rogers, are you here, please? Let's check. Could be he's struggling.
You have to unmute him.
You have to tell him to unmute.
I'm not seeing him yet.
Has he gone back out?
He's here. He's in.
He's here. I know he's in.
Yeah, sorry, I am here. Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Great. I have been listening. I've been doing other things as well. Great webinar. Obviously, Mike and everybody else, you know, great to see you here again. The information that's given out tonight has been fantastic. Obviously, I'll be talk about what we're doing here in the UK. On the 2nd of July, we've got our own event, OnPassive event, the first major event in the UK, and we've got lots going on. I think we've got over about 100 so far. People that's confirmed that's coming, and obviously we've got some great speakers. Red is obviously going to do a presentation. We've got the tech guys here, Collins and Vincent are going to be talking about a few products, and he's going to be talking about the money aspect of it, what could be earned out of it, and you know, there's lots going on. So you know, so if you are in the UK and you are a founder, try and make an effort to come to the event and bring some of the your friends, because obviously the foundership will be finished by then, so we'll be promoting the customer base side of it, and you know, so there's a lot of things going to be happening. We're hoping to get, well, I've been told today that Ash is going to be there on the Zoom as well, so he's going to be talking to us as well, so that's great. So I'm going to pass it over to Andy. You want to say anything, Andy? Come on, speak up.
Well, it's a very exciting event. So anybody in the UK wants to come along, it's the Bank House at Worcester.
Yes.
If you are after Airbnbs, Peter has a list. But please let us know. One of the UK guys, there's plenty of us here. Please let us know so that we can add you to the numbers. It would be great to see you. It's going to be a fabulous event. As Red said earlier, Ash will be there. I'm sure we'll have a lot of the other leaders on the Zoom call, and you're going to hear from us yet again. So look forward to seeing you guys. Let us know. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And just want to say as well, obviously a lot of the UK leaders, Comfort and Collins and all that, they're obviously, you know, we're all going to be there, and it's going to be great to see you. That's the idea of this. We're, you know, a family, and we're going to get to meet some of the people. You know, we obviously see them on screen, but to actually meet them for real, it's going to be great. It's going to, you know, we're going to have some fun. So
Right.
I'll pass it back to Comfort. Okay, thanks.
Oh, thank you. Actually, Sister Fumi, it's actually you, right? Not me. Meanwhile, we just call on everybody. You don't need to be in the UK, wherever you are in the world. Please, if you have family and friends in the UK, tell them about this event on the 2nd of July, please. Thank you. Sister Fumi, somebody's hand is up, but it was already your
I just want to say, add to that as well. Like Red was saying, we are streaming on 40 channels, YouTube channels as well. So, you know, it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great day. So, okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, as you can see, if you have potentials here in the UK, please let us know and come to this event. You are very welcome, especially with your potentials, as in people that have wanted to join and you cannot explain to them and just want them to hear from our leaders. Please bring them along, and please let us know ASAP, because the founding position, like our brother said, Brother Peter said, it's going to be done by then, before then. And so you are looking at another opportunity for you to come in as well, not as a founder anymore though. So you have this few 10 days to become a founder. After that, we are going to be looking at another position entirely, which surface, but I will say it's better when you can have caviar. Why would you choose to have crayfish, you know? So without further ado, I want to please unmute yourself and let us all say we are in it to win it. See you at the round table tomorrow, and see you the same time next week, Sunday. Thank you very much.
It's a winning.
From
Houston, Texas.
Thank you.
We need to win it.
To win it.
To win it.
Bye.
Bye.
Win it.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Greatest day of our life.
On the
ticket. From Canada.
Hi from Canada. Hi, South Africa.
Bye.
Bye.